So here I'm going to show you how to insert graphs into your tasks and your investigations, and how to make it look really nice so that the person reading it can actually see it and they can see it really well. So what you're going to first do is you're going to go to desmos.com and you're going to go to Start Graphing. If you have not yet logged in, you need to log in with your Google account. So you can go ahead and sign in with your Google account and authorize that it will work. And then I always like to save my graph. So this, I'll call this my task tips graph. And you can always save yours as well so that you don't lose your work if you accidentally X out of it or something like that. So let's say we have a graph, y equals 2/3 x plus 5. And this was part of my investigation. And I was comparing maybe number of weeks versus how long I drive in number of weeks. Okay, so I really need to think about my units and I need to think about how I'm going to label my axes. So in this case, what you need to do, a lot of things that you can find are actually up here at the wrench in the graph settings. And so if you click the wrench, if you need to add a label to the x-axis, so let's do weeks, and let's say kilometers. Okay, and so that's just for example, you could do that. There's a lot of other stuff on here that we'll talk about later in class, but for now it's just good that you know this comparison. Also, if you want to see it a little bit better, sometimes it's difficult to see, you can hit projector mode, and that will give you a little bit of a better view of the graph too. Okay, and so one other thing I wanted to show you is if you'd like to point out a specific point, such as the intersection of the y-axis, what you can do is, I know it's at 0, 5, the coordinate pair is 0, 5, so you can actually just type in that coordinate pair and say, show me that label. And if you'd like to name it, if you'd like to say enter, this is the point where there were 0 weeks, but I'd already driven 5 kilometers. If you've got a certain name for it, you can name it as well instead. Okay, so I'm just going to leave it like that, but I would like to show. Yeah, and those are just a couple quick things. When you go to export it, you can either export it as an image, so you can share your graph as an image, and you can decide how it's going to look. So you can say if you'd like a medium rectangle or a large rectangle, if you'd like your line thickness to be a bit thicker, and then you can download the graph. So that graph that you download, this is what needs to go in your investigation. Now, the one thing that Desmos still hasn't fixed is, do you see how I had 0, 5 here, and then on here it doesn't show up? So if you'd really like to show this 0, 5, you actually can go ahead and just take a screenshot of this area, making sure that you include your labels of your graph like that, and then that's the screenshot you could insert or just pull right into your task. Now, when you're typing your task, this is the size that your graph should be. It should be very easy to read. It should be easy to see. And so make sure that your graph looks like this. All right, good luck.